Good afternoon, folks from Kaukauna High School here on Zaleski Sports for today's non-conference matchup between the Kaukauna Galloping Ghosts and the visiting Bayport Pirates. My name is Gunnar Sippert. I'll be with you for today's broadcast on commentary and the production side. Hopefully our stream will remain consistent here today. I'm going to try to lower my mic levels as well, as I know it was a little bit loud for that Appleton West game. Two of the top teams in Division I, and while this is a non-conference matchup, the Galloping Ghosts, of course, a member of the Fox Valley Association, Bayport, a member of the Fox River Classic Conference, two of the best Division I conferences and the only two Division I conferences here in Northeast Wisconsin. This is a non-conference matchup, as I said, but it will count for seeding for the playoffs, as these teams are in the same regional this year as they were last year. Kaukauna, of course, winning one game in last year's regional against West De Pere before falling to De Pere. And Bayport last postseason won their first game before losing in a regional final to Kimberly. Kimberly would advance to play Hortonville and were eventually vanquished by the Polar Bears. And as I'm saying that, I'm realizing that these teams may have been in different regionals last year. I'll quick look that up while we're here on the post-game show. Looks like our connection is holding pretty well. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. Again, we're going to be sacrificing video quality in exchange for a more stable connection. Will Paul's our normal PA, not here today. He's competing at a track meet over, I believe, here in Kaukauna. So good luck to Will in his throwing events, shot put and discus. But it's a busy day here on the Diamonds here at Kaukauna High School. You got here the varsity game against the Bayport Pirates, a JV2 softball game, a JV1 against De Pere, and then you got the JV2 Kaukauna baseball team taking on Appleton East. The JV1 Galloping Ghost baseball team over playing at a different field in town against Bayport. So busy day on the Diamond here in Kaukauna. And the weather is very nice, 51 degrees. We do have a bit of a wind. To keep an eye on, as it's about 16 miles per hour, and I'm just pulling up the Division I bracket from last year. Kaukauna was in Sectional 2, as was Bayport. They were just in different halves. Bayport won their first game against Ashwaubenon before falling to Kimberly on the road in the regional final. They were the 7 seed. Kaukauna was the 9. They upset West De Pere on the road before falling to the 1 seed De Pere in a heartbreaker 4-2 in De Pere. De Pere, of course, was the reigning state champions in last year's playoffs. They did not make it back to the state tournament, as Hortonville made it out of that regional. And De Pere a little bit down this year, not much returning experience, so Bayport is the slight favorite by all the prognosticators in the state of the Fox River Classic Conference, favored to win the FRCC. And Kaukauna, of course, predicted to finish within the top half of the FVA, but Coach Jenkins and his group looking to prove that they're at the tippy top of this conference, able to contend with Hortonville and Kimberly. Non-conference matchup here today. Later on this week on the Zaleski Sports schedule, we will have a road game for this Kaukauna baseball team as they head to Neenah to take on the Rockets. As long as everything works out, getting a spot there in Neenah. We'll be able to bring our mobile internet there as well and get that broadcasted to you from Neenah High School. Records for both of these teams. First for Bayport, they're 8-1 on the season, 5-0 in Fox River Classic Conference play. Only loss on the season came to an out-of-state team named Light Ridge. They actually began their season with 3 games down in St. Petersburg, Florida. They went 2-1 in those games and have been undefeated ever since returning to Wisconsin. as I pull up their schedule here. Return to Wisconsin, wins over Pulaski, beat De Pere in both ends of a doubleheader, so they've already got the advantage there for the FRCC title should it come down to them and the Redbirds. Also wins over Notre Dame, Escanaba, Michigan at home, and they won at Green Bay Southwest last Friday. Busy schedule coming up for the Pirates of Bayport, and we'll get to that throughout today's game. Today's game is brought to you by Fox Valley Technical College, as well as Travel Leaders Discovery and Bear Performance Marketing. Kaukauna on the year, 5-1. Had a couple of rainouts last week as their game with Appleton North got started last Tuesday but was suspended after a couple of innings, and then they headed down to Franklin to play the defending Division I state champion Muskego Warriors, and that game was called after rain, and I don't believe it will be made up. So a good test for Coach Jenkins' team, foiled by the weather down in Franklin last week. It seems like we're just about ready for starting lineups here as we turn off the music on the PA. And we got the meeting at the mound between the two managers. On the mound today for Kaukauna, Paxton Shue. We saw him pitch 2 weeks ago against Fond du Lac. Very imposing lefty who is committed to play college ball. Paxton will be headed to the State College of Florida in Manatee, Sarasota. A very good junior college program. Hopefully looking to up his stock and move to either another university, or it's not unheard of for players to get drafted out of junior college, especially on the mound. And we're getting ready for the starting lineups here. On the mound for Bayport today, another college commit going to UWO next year, Parker Lawson. He's the top starter for this Bayport team. He's a 4-year varsity pitcher. And he'll give the Kaukauna bats a handful here today. I would expect a low-scoring outcome with the two pitchers on the mound here today, but could surprise us. Kaukauna's offense has been rather explosive. Scored 11 runs in each of their most two recent completed games. Bayport on the season has scored 11, 22, 16, and 14 in a couple of games, as well as 9 against De Pere. And the pitching for the Pirates has been exceptional. The highest run total they've allowed is 7 on the season, but they won that game by 9. Those two games against De Pere, 9-3 and 5-3. A shutout against Notre Dame Academy, 4-0. Shutout against Pulaski on the road, 3-0. And a win at Green Bay Southwest, 14-1. So in conference play and versus Wisconsin teams especially, the Bayport pitching has been exceptional. The only teams that have been able to score on them a good amount, Escanaba from the UP, and the teams they played down in St. Petersburg, Florida to start the season. And we're ready to go. We'll send it over to public address announcer Spike Leash.
Good afternoon, baseball fans, and welcome to Kaukauna High School for tonight's non-conference game between the visiting Pirates of Bayport High School and our very own Kaukauna Galloping Ghosts. Both schools in the WIAA require good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators at education-based interscholastic events. We request your cooperation in supporting the participants and officials. Profanity, racial, sexist, or ethnic comments, or other intimidating or taunting actions will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of today's competition. Please enjoy today's game in a positive manner. And now the starting lineup for our guests, the Bayport Pirates. Batting first, number 24, shortstop Eli Hart. Batting second, number 2, right fielder Tommy Berg. Batting third, number 6, center fielder Carson Hawley. Batting fourth, number 9, catcher Art Adams. Batting fifth and number 5, left fielder Ethan Orlando. Batting sixth, third baseman Caden Hayer. Batting seventh, number 13, first baseman Drew LeClaire. Batting eighth, number 7, designated hitter Graham Williams. Batting ninth, number 8, Parker Brome, second baseman. And pitching for the Pirates, number 12, Parker Lawson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineup for your Kaukauna Galloping Ghost. Your leadoff hitter, number 1, center fielder, Ron Schaefer. Batting second, left fielder, number 18, Blake Vangaloo. Batting third, number 8, shortstop, Braden Jenkins. Batting fourth, number 2, first baseman, Taryn Zinger. Batting fifth, number 24, third baseman, Bennett Geithner. Batting sixth, and number 6, your catcher, Dylan Lotzer. Batting seventh, right fielder, number 12, Quentin Gussman. Batting eighth, number 7, designated hitter, Riker Donnemeyer. Batting ninth, number 3, your second baseman, Mr. Pete Kress. And on the mound for the Ghost, number 13, Paxton Shue. Head coach for the Ghost, Mr. Mike Jenkins, is assisted by Al DeGroat and Riley Knack.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, to honor our country and those who are serving to protect our freedoms, we ask that you please stand if you're able, remove your headwear, and face the flag for the playing of our national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Our umpires for today's game are Mr. Jamie Thurn and Colin Specht. Tonight's athletic training services are provided by Aurora Baycare Sports Medicine and licensed athletic trainer Courtney O'Neill.
Thank you once again to Spike Leash on the PEA. He'll be with us today as we're ready for baseball here from Kaukauna High School. Just getting the mic levels reset here. Should be good to go as Paxton Shue is on the mound with his usual backstop. Dylan Lotzer behind the plate, the two seniors forming today's battery. Let's go around the infield for the Galloping Ghosts. You've got Terrence Seegers, the senior, over at first base. Caden Kress, number 3, the second baseman. Braden Jenkins, his fellow junior, at shortstop. And at third base, Bennett Geithner, another junior. And in the outfield from left to right, junior Blake Vangaloo in left, senior Bron Schaefer, today's leadoff hitter, in center. And Quentin Gussman, who we've seen on the mound at times, will be in right. Today's designated hitter for the Galloping Ghosts will be Riker Donnermeyer. He'll be batting for the pitcher, Paxton Shue. We saw Paxton Shue pitch against Fond du Lac a week and a half ago, I should say. He gave up 2 runs in the first on a Jack Brenner homer, but of course the Cardinal backstop, a Division I baseball commit to the University of Oklahoma, so no shame in that. And after that, Paxton was excellent. He really settled in and dominated the Cardinal lineup as the Galloping Ghosts would go on to win 11-2 as his bats really picked him up. Last week we saw Carson Gates go a complete game shutout in 5 innings against Appleton West, as again Kaukauna scored 11. And we're ready to go here from Kaukauna High School. The sophomore Eli Hart, the shortstop, will be leading things off for Bayport as final warm-up pitch here from Shue and Lotzer's throw down. Hart batting from the right side.
Making his way to the plate for the Pirates, number 24, shortstop Eli Hart.
The lone underclassman, if you're understanding the word underclassman like I typically do, freshman or sophomore, not including the juniors. Lone sophomore in the lineup, I should say, Eli Hart. And already the leadoff hitter for this talented Bayport team. He fouls off our first pitch of the day. A little bit of wind here from Kaukauna High School as he faces the senior Paxton Shue, headed down to play JUCO ball in Florida next spring, and a breaking ball low and in, stopped by Lotzer. Each year, more than 6,000 high school students get a head start on their college education thanks to dual credit classes made possible by Fox Valley Tech. These are college-level classes that high school students take for free, saving on average more than $600 per student. Learn more at fvtc.edu/gettechnical. That's fvtc.edu/gettechnical. And the 1-2 from Shue swung on and missed, looked like a changeup, and first batter of the day sent down by Paxton.
Next batter for the Pirates, number 2, right fielder Tommy Berg.
Tommy Berg from the right side. Thought he had no gloves on, but he's just sort of got a skin tone pair of batting gloves. Senior playing right field here this afternoon. And he swings through a fastball on the outer edge from Shue. This senior trio in the rotation for Kaukauna has been good this season, even without one of them on the mound, as Braun Schaefer still working his way back to pitching. So far this season, the starters have been primarily Shue and Carson Gates, his other 2 classmen in the rotation, and they've done very well. And Shue ahead of Berg here, 0-2 inside as Lotzer stabs it. Braun's working his way back to the mound. Carson Gates in our interview last Thursday was expressing some optimism about that, and it could really form a formidable rotation for the Galloping Ghosts come playoff time. The 1-2. That one outside as Berg has worked his way back even. Another senior on deck, Carson Hawley, a commit to Winona State. As here's the 2-2. Breaking ball nearly gets a piece of Berg, as caught him by surprise. Wasn't able to move out of the way as quick as he would have liked. But it runs in and the count runs full. Payoff pitch coming from Shue to Berg. And it's put in play but foul into the Bayport dugout along the first base side. Bayport in their road navy blue uniforms with the navy blue helmets, white pants. And Kaukauna in their home white and black pinstripes with the black caps. And Shue loses him after getting down 0-2. Tommy Berg works a walk.
Next up for the Pirates, number 6, center fielder Carson Hawley.
So the first inning against Fond du Lac a couple weeks ago, for Shue, it was single, ground out, homer, double. That was how Fond du Lac did their only damage against him, was a couple of extra base hits. But here, different story as he issues a one-out walk. Carson Hawley, the future Winona State Warrior, competing in Division II of NCAA. spends some time on the mound for the Pirates, but primarily a hitter. And a returning honorable mention all-conference selection as he fouls that one off, and he's down 0-2. First runner of the day on first base for the Pirates. And again, Shu gets ahead 0-2 as he has done on the last two hitters. And this one fouled off onto the freshman field as the Kaukauna JV2 team is taking on Appleton East over there to the right of our video. Also a JV softball game going on between Kaukauna and De Pere, and a pickoff over. Not his A move to first base, but Shu just keeping the runner accountable. Tommy Berg over at first base. Count remains 0-2 with one down and a runner on first. The delivery from Shu, and that one runs in there. Strikeout looking for Carson Hawley, and Shu's got his second out of the inning.
Next up, number 9, your center fielder, Art Adams.
Arthur Adams, the fourth, goes by Art. The fourth, according to Prep Baseball, at least. Or the fifth, pardon me. Arthur Adams V. Prep Baseball Wisconsin lists him at. Both of these teams Prep Baseball was a fan of coming into this season. Kaukauna listed at number 19 in their preseason power rankings. Bayport number 17. And we've yet to have any update to state rankings from the Wisconsin Baseball Coaches Association. Not quite the weekly updates that you get from the football and basketball season. Got to make sure you have enough games in first. Breaking ball in there, as I was mistaken. It's 0-2. I had to count 1-0. And again, 0-2 for Paxton Shu. So after that walk to Berg, he's thrown nothing but strikes on the next 6 pitches. Berg takes his lead. He's not moving. And the 0-2 swung through, and sandwiching a walk in between, Paxton Shu strikes out the side. We'll head to a break on Zaleski Sports. Kaukauna coming to bat in the bottom of the first.
I actually described Fox Valley Tech as a home away from home.
It was very comforting that it was a class size of 20 people or less.
Cost is a huge factor. When I look at Fox Valley Technical College, you're not spending that much for a degree.
If I was 30 when I went back to school here, I have had no regrets.
I think the hands-on training really sets us apart.
They will do anything to make sure that you succeed. You are going to get the education that you came for.
Welcome back on Zaleski Sports. A scoreless top of the first for Paxton Shu. He did walk a batter, but was able to come back with his second and third strikeouts to strand the runner at first. On the mound for Bayport today, Parker Lawson, a UW Oshkosh Division III commit. As his catcher gets set, he was on deck to end last inning. Around the infield for the Bayport Pirates, at first base, Drew LeClaire, second, Parker Brame, Parker Brame, the junior. Shortstop is Eli Hart, the sophomore. Third baseman is Caden Heyer, a senior. And in the outfield from left to right, Ethan Orlando, Carson Hawley, and Tommy Berg. And his catcher today, Lawson's catcher, Art Adams, the fifth. Getting ready to go here. Final warm-up pitches. He will face Bron Schaefer, Blake Vandaloo, and Braden Jenkins to start the game. Same batting order we've seen the last couple of games here on Zaleski Sports for the Galloping Ghosts. And in that same trio at the top of the order, the senior Schaefer, followed by juniors Vandaloo and Jenkins. Hush falls over the crowd as we've got a couple more warm-up pitches, or just one more coming, from Lawson. Lawson, a righty, not very many lefties at all in this Kaukauna lineup. If I'm remembering correctly, I believe Schaefer at the top of the order.
Leading off for the Ghosts.
And Vandaloo, the only two.
Number 1, Ron Schaefer.
Schaefer, the Madison Junior College commit, not quite back on the mound as a left-handed pitcher, but stands in as a lefty batter here and has been quite effective in the leadoff role for this Kaukauna team so far this year. Takes ball 1 from Lawson. Last week's game against Appleton West, Braun went 1 for 2 with 2 runs scored as well as a walk, as Lawson evens the count to make it 1-1. The delivery is just low, as that looked to be a sinker or maybe even a changeup from Parker Lawson. Had that arm side movement going from right to left across your screen. Though 2-1 is low and in. And Bron Schaefer, as he's done in the 2 games we've seen on Zaleski Sports, really knows how to work a count. Great eye at the plate and has walked many times, especially in that Fond du Lac game a week and a half ago. The 3-1 is in there. So we'll have the payoff pitch coming here from Parker Lawson, the future UW Oshkosh Titan. Outfielders shifted slightly to left field, and that will run inside. Bron Schaefer, with his speed, will be on first base.
Next up for the Ghosts, number 18, left fielder Blake Vandaloo.
Paxton Shue issued a 1-out walk for the Ghosts in the top of the first and was able to strand that runner. A leadoff walk here for Parker Lawson. And Schaefer is a threat to go, especially against a right-handed pitcher. LeClaire will hold him on as Vandaloo steps in. And there he goes, square to bunt from Vandaloo, and he pushes it foul. Schaefer was going there, and will have to head back to first base. Travel Leaders Discovery specializes in creating personalized, unforgettable, and stress-free travel experiences for individuals, families, and groups of all sizes. TLD is a full-service agency booking beach vacations, cruises, hotel-only, air hotel, Disney, house rentals, business travel, romantic travel, and family vacations. Anywhere you want to go. Call Travel Leaders Discovery at 833-TL-TRIPS and visit tltrips.com. Sacrifice bunt from Vandaloo is successful. Schaefer to second.
Next up for the Ghosts, number 8, our shortstop Braden Jenkins.
Lawson doing a nice job to field his position there on the sac bunt from Vandaloo. And of course, while maybe bunting has fallen out of favor in MLB, here at the high school level, small ball very much still a great strategy for winning, and especially in as expected of a low-scoring affair as this one could be today. Every run against Lawson, every potential run, could be huge for this Galloping Ghost offense. So a runner in scoring position now with 1 down and a strike to Braden Jenkins. Breaking ball is low, skipped away. Nice job by Adams to keep it in front of him, and it was headed towards the third base side, shortening that potential throw. So Schaefer will hold at second. Jenkins with a big 2 RBI double to open the scoring last week for Kaukauna against the Terrors of Appleton West. Just off the outside edge. Good pitch there from Lawson, but an even better eye from the shortstop, Braden Jenkins, son of head coach Mike Jenkins. Kaukauna 5-1 on the year. Their lone loss, just like Bayport, came to an out-of-state team. And this is popped up on the infield. LeClaire under it, and he'll actually give way to Brame, the second baseman, as it drifted much closer to the second base area.
Next up for the Ghosts, number 2, first baseman Karen Seegers.
So Kaukauna unable to advance Schaefer with 1 out, and now it's a runner on second with 2 outs, and that's the risk reward of the sacrifice bunt by Vandaloo. You got your runner to second, but it only gives you 2 chances to drive him home, and they're 0 for 1 on the pop out. Again, a breaking ball low to Terrence Seegers, the Highland Junior College commit, a JC down in Freeport, Illinois. Slugging first baseman. Has shown a great eye at the plate, just like Schaefer in the game against Fond du Lac. I believe he had 3 walks and a hit by pitch. And he fouled that one off to make it 1-1. Schaefer on second, dancing off the bag. Lawson comes home and a check swing there on a pitch that nearly hit Seegers. And yes, he did, they say. So check swing will switch that presumed ball to a strike, 1-2, I believe. Didn't catch the home plate umpire signal there, but I believe we're at 1-2. 2 outs. Schaefer breaks and contact for Seegers to the hole. Nice stop by Eli Hart. That will save the run, but an infield single for Terrence Seegers to make it runners on the corners with 2 down.
Next up for the Ghost, number 24, third baseman, Bennett Geithner.
First hit of the day for either team, an infield single for Seegers, but you can see why the Bayport coaches have just that one sophomore in the Bayport in the lineup, and why it's Eli Hart. What a play on the sliding backhand to save a run. Geithner pulls it down the line, and it hits Schaefer. And by rule, Schaefer will be out, but was he in foul ground? Coach Jenkins believes he was in foul ground, which would make it a foul ball, but the home plate umpire rules he was in fair territory, perhaps straddling the line. And that will end the bottom of the first on quite the interesting play there for the Galloping Ghosts. They strand 2 on the grounder by Geithner. We'll head to a break and head to the second after this.
We're back with Better Halves. Jane is looking for a better health plan. Jane?
I need someone who'll make time for me. So, how would you two get to know me?
You want time? I'll keep you on hold all night long.
He sounds gross.
Jane, I'm Steve from security. I won't treat you like a number. I've got award-winning service and coverage made just for you.
Now
I don't think I know how to rule that in
Next
a scorebook.
up, networks.
I've never had that before.
Need a game plan that delivers marketing victories? Bear Performance Marketing is your full-service partner for strategic success. Offering comprehensive solutions that include brand development, social media marketing, branded products, and digital marketing. The goal is to streamline every aspect of marketing while maximizing results. With a focus on clear, transparent communication and a driven team ready to hustle, Bear Performance Marketing is your partner for marketing that outperforms the competition. Learn more at bearpm.com.
Welcome back on Zaleski Sports from Kaukauna High School. A very unique play to end the bottom of the first. We head to the top of the second, just making sure my audio levels aren't too loud for you folks. I'd rather be a little bit too quiet.
Leading off for the Pirates, number 5, left fielder Ethan Orlando.
Ethan Orlando, the junior left fielder, will lead off after a ground ball. First pitch off the bat of Bennett Geithner hits Braun Schaefer, the base runner at third base, and it was ruled to be in fair territory. By rule, Schaefer out on the bases. Coach Jenkins pleading, as he was the third base coach there, pleading that he was in foul territory. And I guess it'll be ruled a fielder's choice by Bennett on Bennett Geithner. I'll have to brush up on my scorekeeping. I've never had that happen in a game I've kept book for. Quickly 0-2 here for Paxton Shue, getting ahead of Ethan Orlando. Shue with just the walk in the first inning and 3 strikeouts. That one runs inside. Orlando, Heyer, and LeClaire. 5, 6, and 7 in the order. Couple of righties to start things off in Orlando and Heyer. The 1-2. Fastball on the outside edge. Swung through, his 4th strikeout of the day.
Next batter for Bayport, number 21, third baseman, Caden Hare.
The third baseman for the Pirates, number 21, Hare, stepping in, and another righty on deck against Paxton Shue. Fastball runs outside there, a sinker from Paxton. The typical conventional wisdom is that when you have righty batters against a lefty pitcher, the hitters have the platoon advantage, but with a pitcher of Shue's caliber at the high school level, I don't think the platoon advantage is going to do you too much of a service. And this one back up the middle. Jenkins will have a play to his left, throws to Seegers. Kind of ate up Taryn on an underhand catch there, but he makes the squeeze for out number 2.
Now batting for the Pirates, number 13, first baseman, Drew LeClaire.
The first baseman, LeClaire, who we saw holding on Schaefer in the first inning. Eventually they ran that sack bunt play, so we didn't get to see a pickoff on Schaefer as he advanced to second. In the first inning, no runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 left on for Bayport. Strike there from Shue on the sinker makes it 1-1. Lefty on deck for Bayport is the DH today, Graham Williams. He'll hit for the pitcher. That is fouled down the first baseline to put Shue ahead 1-2. With the exception of that walk, Paxton Shue has done a great job of getting ahead of hitters here today. I don't believe there has been a single hitter that has gotten to a 2-1 count. It's either been 1-2 or 0-2 within the first 2 to 3 pitches. The 1-2 is low. Lots are not quite able to fool the umpire there with the frame. LeClaire, one of 4 seniors in this starting lineup, as well as the pitcher Lawson, make it 5. The 2-2 fouled off, and he'll see a 6th pitch here. Another 2-2 coming. Thanks to our game day sponsors, Amplitel Technologies, Pagoni's Pizza, and Jexie's Restaurant. Another 2-2 from the southpaw Shue. LeClaire sends it into play, and again, this will get foul. A little bit more oomph behind that one. But the same result. We'll redo the 2-2. Scoreless here in the top of the second. A matchup of 2 great pitching prospects headed to the next level of their baseball careers. Shue headed to State College of Florida down in Bradenton, and he delivers another 2-2. Breaking ball runs the count full. Kaukauna faithful not liking the call on that one. Wanted the backwards K, and it might have clipped the outside edge, but LeClaire, after he fights off a couple of pitches, maybe earned a little bit of subconscious good grace from the umpire. Here's the payoff pitch. Again fouled down the first base line. That one towards the freshman field. Nearly hit a spectator on the third base line of the JV2 field. As the wind picking up a little bit. About 51 degrees here in Kaukauna. Great day for baseball. Another payoff pitch. Fouled off of the leg of the umpire, I believe. Wish I had been keeping track of how many foul balls here from LeClaire. I believe we're at 5. And 4 with 2 strikes. Bayport dugout is loving the effort from their first baseman here. Can he get on against Shue? That time, that pitch catches the outside edge, and LeClaire goes down looking. What a battle between Shue and LeClaire, which results in Paxton's 5th strikeout of the afternoon. We'll head to the bottom of the second. Kaukauna coming to bat on Zaleski Sports.
Cobuson Bus is hiring its drivers that they need. Cobuson Bus is hiring, it's the perfect job for me.
Cobuson Buses would like to thank all of our school bus drivers throughout the state of Wisconsin for their safe driving. If you would like to make a difference in your community with a fun and rewarding part-time job, apply at cobuson.com.
Cobuson Bus is hiring, it's the perfect job for me.
We head to the bottom of the second on Zaleski Sports. Scoreless between the Galloping Ghosts and the Pirates of Bayport High School. A lot of non-conference matchups going on in the FVA today, as Appleton North hosts De Pere, Fond du Lac hosts Manitowoc Lincoln, Hortonville against West De Pere, and Appleton West against Ashwaubenon. So all 5 of those games, VA versus FRCC matchups. And there is one conference game today, a makeup, I think, from last week. Neenah hosting Oshkosh West.
Now batting for the Ghosts, leading off the inning, number 6, your catcher, Dylan Lotzer.
Dylan Lotzer, the senior catcher, stepping in. First pitch outside from Parker Lawson. Back in the first inning, Lawson found himself in a bit of trouble. A leadoff walk to Braun Schaefer, followed up by a sacrifice bunt from Blake Vandeloo to make it a runner on second with 1 out. He got a pop out, and then an infield single from Terrence Seegers made it runners on the corners with 2 on. The 2-0 cutter outside. A pitch with some sort of glove side movement there, and it's 3-0. First time we've seen either pitcher fall behind to that count here today. Lotzer works a 4-pitch walk as the backstop is on. I believe he'll have his courtesy runner coming out for him. The courtesy runner, Leno.
Courtesy runner, number 15, Corey Luno.
McCoy Leno, a junior, who's been running for Lotzer.
Next up for the Ghost, number 12, right fielder, Quentin Jocelyn.
We were worried about a potential injury to Lotzer last week as Urban, the backup catcher, came in for him late in the game. I asked them around about that today, and they said no, they were just trying to get their backup catcher some work. Lotzer doing fine. Able to get off his feet here with the courtesy runner, Leno, on first base, and Quentin Gustman stepping in and fouling off the first pitch. Today's right fielder. 0-1. And this one's pulled to the right side over the glove of LeClaire. Leno will hold at second base as the right fielder was played relatively shallow. And then a single there for Quentin Gustman.
Now batting for the Ghosts, your designated hitter, number 7, Riker Donemeyer.
Riker Donemeyer, the future St. Norbert College Green Knight, coming to the plate here as today's designated hitter, batting 8th for the pitcher, Paxton Shue. First and second, nobody out. He squares to bunt, and covering the first base bag is the second baseman, Brame. Nice play by Bayport on defense, but a successful sacrifice for Riker Donemeyer. Puts 2 runners in scoring position.
Now batting for the Ghosts, your second baseman, number 3, Hayden Kress.
Caden Kress coming up here at the bottom of the order, but as Coach Jenkins said in our now unfortunately lost to time interview from the Fond du Lac game, as we had some technical difficulties, the upload didn't quite work. Not your typical number 9 batter here in Caden Kress. He's got some thump as he hit a home run in that game against Fond du Lac, and now he comes up with runners in scoring position and just 1 out. So the sacrifice bunt off the bat of the DH Donemeyer. The put out 1-4 as it was the second baseman covering the bag. Lawson bringing the heat here, but outside the zone, and Kress up 2-0, I should say. The 2-0 coming to the number 9 hitter, Kress. It's hit right at the second baseman, and he looks back the runner. Great job by Brame, picking that with his backhand and preventing a run, getting the out at first.
And back to the top of the lineup, number 1, Ron Schaefer.
And the sac bunt proving especially valuable here in the second inning. Not only do you have 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out versus what they did in the first with just the 1 runner, now you've got the top of the order with 2 outs as Bron Schaefer steps in. That ball was ripped by Caden Kress. And bunting for a hit is Bron Schaefer. And right to the third baseman. No throw. So the runners do not advance, but Bron reaches to load him up.
Now batting, number 18, Blake Vanderloo.
So that'll be ruled a single. Even though the runners did not advance, there was no chance that they were going to get Bron Schaefer at first. And had they even risked a throw, I think Leno might have been headed for home. Vanderloo watches strike 1. Bases juiced for Parker Lawson. Perfect bunt to the left side there from Schaefer. Caden Heyer, the third baseman, had no chance as that one is low. 1-1 as we've got a really good crowd here at Kaukauna's baseball field. A couple of JV games going on the surrounding fields. But the varsity focus with the softball team off today, they're practicing, is on the baseball diamond. Vanderloo swings through strike 2, and Parker Lawson is 1 pitch away from getting out of this jam. The 1-2. Vanderloo looking to put something in play here. Swings through a changeup, and Lawson strands the bases loaded, and we head scoreless to the third inning after some dramatics from the Kaukauna offense. We'll be right back after this word on Zaleski Sports.
Good evening, folks. Matt LePay here. Ridgetop Exteriors is kicking off your roof replacement like pros. Old shingles off, decking down, ice and water guard set. Textbook protection. Underlayment follows. Sealed tight like an O-line. Valleys flashed. Shingles installed row by row. Captain ventilated. The crew scoops every nail, leaving no yard marker behind. This project's wrapped. Your turn to call the play at ridgetopexteriors.com.
Hey, Brian Butch called.
Brian Butch?
He really loves Abbey Bank, but he wants to work here.
What are we going to do with him?
I don't know. Let's let him try a few different jobs.
Let's get you that loan. Brian, buddy, you're really good at basketball, but maybe leave the banking to us.
Now batting for the Pirates, your designated hitter, number 7, Graham Williams.
Left-handed hitter Graham Williams, the DH today, batting for the pitcher, will lead off the top of the third. Great chance to score for Kaukauna in the bottom of the second, but Parker Lawson works his way out of it with a strikeout. 2 hits for the Ghosts in the bottom of the second. No errors and 3 left on. Nearly swinging at that one in self-defense was Williams, but that'll just result in a ball high and in. 2-0. Shu, this is the first lefty he's faced, if I'm not mistaken. Southpaw on southpaw matchup, and this one is popped up just into the short outfield. Jenkins back on it. Vanderloo calls him off, and Blake squeezes for the first out.
Now batting number 8, second baseman Parker Brome.
The second baseman, Parker Brame, coming in here. He made the best defensive play of the bottom of the second with just one out, and runners on second and third. Was able to stab a ground ball hit to him by Kress and get him at first. This one's driven to the right center gap. Schaefer reaches out and makes the catch in the sun. So 2 balls to start the inning for Shu, but now a couple of flyouts.
Number 24, Eli Hart.
Back to the top of the order, Eli Hart struck out swinging to lead off the game, but made a great play on defense to save a run in the bottom of the first. Didn't get an out on that play, but on the edge of the infield turf to the outfield grass, was able to snag it on the backhand and hold Braun Schaefer at third. Shu again down 1-0 and again down 2-0, as he was against Graham Williams. Need a game plan that delivers marketing victories? Bear Performance Marketing is your full-service partner for strategic success. From brand development to social media marketing and promotional solutions, we streamline your marketing for maximum results. Learn more at BAERPM.com. That's BAERPM.com. Strike there for Shu on the outside edge, and now a swing and a miss. Makes it 2-2. Paxton working his way back even. He's got 5 Ks on the day. Couple of flyouts here in the third inning, though. Might save his arm in terms of pitch counts. That's the one downside of striking out so many guys. You got to throw at least three pitches per batter. 2-2 runs inside on a heater. Thanks to our game day sponsors, Fox Valley Tech, Travel Leaders Discovery, and Bear Performance Marketing. The payoff pitch from Shu. And Eli Hart works a walk. Just the second base runner of the day for the Pirates.
Next up for the Pirates, number 2, Tommy Berg.
Great plate appearance there for Eli Hart. Got himself ahead. And while Shu worked his way back into it, so he made Shu use his best pitches and then eventually missed with a breaking ball on the 3-2. Tommy Berg, who reached on a walk in the first inning, the only other base runner, was eventually stranded with, he got on with 1 out, and then the 2 hitters behind him struck out. Finds himself down 0-1, runner on first with 2 outs. Swing and a miss on a sinker there, making it 0-2. Paxton Shu looking to strand a second base runner here this afternoon. Heater on the inside corner. 3-pitch strikeout to end the inning. His 6th K of the day. We head to the bottom of the third. Still scoreless. Kaukauna looking to break open the scoring. We'll be back after this word from our presenting sponsors.
I actually described Fox Valley Tech as a home away from home.
It was very comforting in that it was a class size of 20 people or less.
Cost is a huge factor. When I look at Fox Valley Technical College, you're not spending that much for a degree.
If I was 30 when I went back to school here, I have had no regrets.
I think the hands-on training really sets us apart.
They will do anything to make sure that you succeed. You are going to get the education that you came for.
Welcome back on Zaleski Sports. Gunnard Sippert here with you from Kaukauna High School. Scoreless, headed to the bottom of the third. And kind of what we expected today, although we've got there in quite the interesting way during the bottom halves of the innings. Kaukauna strands the bases loaded in the bottom of the second, and the bottom of the first ended on a ground ball that hit a runner. Braun Schaefer at third base.
Leading off for the Ghosts, your shortstop, number 8, Brady Jenkins.
Paxton Shu walked a batter in this top of the third, but was able to strand him at first base with his 6th strikeout. And now Braden Jenkins, the number 3 hitter in the order, will lead off the third and gets ahead 1-0. 3 hits for the Ghosts so far, but they've also stranded 5 base runners. Or 4 base runners, depending on how you view one of your runners getting hit by a ground ball, whether that's stranding him or not. 1-1. And the breaking ball low and away from Parker Lawson, a 4-year varsity player, first team all-conference last year for Coach Harvey Knutson of Bayport in his 7th year. Very impressive record for Coach Knutson at, including this season, 109 wins to just 39 losses. So about 11 wins for every 4 losses. That one hits the bottom edge of the zone, and that will run the count full. Jenkins popped out to second base his first time up, and I believe that was on one of the first couple pitches he saw. More patient here in the third. Center fielder shaded to the left of the second base bag. Left fielder relatively deep, respecting the power from Jenkins that we saw last week. He had a couple of doubles against Appleton West. 3-2 on the outside corner. Jenkins thought he had ball 4, but he gets rung up.
Next up for the Ghosts, number 2, Perrin Seegers.
That'll be the 2nd strikeout of the day for Parker Lawson. His first resulted in him getting out of a bases-loaded jam in the 2nd inning. Seegers swinging through the first pitch he sees. Perrin had an infield single to the shortstop his first time up. He beat it out on no throw. Eli Hart, the shortstop, was just concerned about keeping Bron Schaefer from scoring, and did just that. That made it runners on the corners, and then Schaefer got hit by the ground ball. 1-1 with 1 out, nobody on. Popped up. Will it stay in play for LeClaire in foul territory? He makes the grab outside of your screen there at home. But LeClaire with a nice play.
Now batting number 24, Bennett Geithner.
Geithner was the hitter on that ball that hit Schaefer. It was the first pitch swinging with runners on the corners and 2 outs. I don't know how that play would have played out had there been less than 2 outs. I suppose Geithner tries to run it out to first base, and Seegers would have reached second. 0-1. Breaking ball from Lawson. We've seen that breaking ball not quite located like Parker would want here today, especially early in counts. We've seen a couple of skips. Now he goes with the heat. Looked like a 2-seam fastball running inside. 2-1. The 2-1 swung through by Geithner and back even. Lawson looking to get through his first 1-2-3 inning of the day. Had 2 base runners reach in the first, 3 in the second. The 2-2 is outside, and another full count, just as it was to Jenkins. Pitch count running up there for Parker Lawson so far, at least compared to his counterpart, Paxton Shue. Payoff pitch on the outside edge, second backwards K of the inning, and we head to the 4th. Parker Lawson with a couple of strikeouts, and Kaukauna goes down in order.
Is your business, church, or organization getting a fair deal on your copier contracts? Do you even know how much you're spending? Bauer & Fine Business Technologies has been in the office technology industry for 70 years. We have an award-winning service department, and customers love our fair and flexible service contracts. If you're currently a customer, thank you. If you currently work with one of our competitors, let's talk. We can tell you if you're overpaying or getting a good deal. BBT, we want to be the easiest vendor you work with. B-BT.com.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fure, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
We head to the fourth inning here on Zaleski Sports from Kaukauna High School, scoreless between the Galloping Ghosts and the Bayport Pirates.
Leading off the inning for Bayport, number 6, Carson Hawley.
Carson Hawley, the center fielder here today, the future Winona State Warrior. 3 college commits on this Bayport team. Hawley, Lawson, today's starting pitcher, going to UWO. And another pitcher who I don't know if we'll see today. I didn't ask if he was on a pitch count restriction. Miller, headed to St. Mary's in Minnesota. 1-0 after the first delivery from Paxton Shue here in the fourth. Shue has been outstanding here today with 6 strikeouts, 2 walks. The 2-0 is lined to center field. Will Schaefer have a play? He ranges over as it hangs up for him. 1 down in the fourth.
Next batter for the Pirates, number 9, Art Adams.
Art Adams, the 5th, stepping in here. First time up, he struck out swinging to end the first. Today's starting catcher for the Pirates. The 0-1 coming here from Paxton Shue. And Adams thinks about swinging, but that'll run into the turf and make it 1-1. Amplitel Technologies boosts IT and technology for businesses in Northeast Wisconsin and beyond. From help desk support to Wi-Fi and phone solutions, trust the experts at Amplitel. Visit ampliteltech.com for a free consultation. That's ampliteltech.com. Again, Shue falling behind, this time 2-1 on a Bayport hitter. The cleanup hitter in the lineup for Coach Knutson. This one is grounded to the right side. Kress unable to get to it, and the first hit of the day for the Pirates is a bouncer through the middle. Third base runner, first base hit for the Pirates.
Next up for the Pirates, number 5, Ethan Orlando.
As Ethan Orlando steps in for his second plate appearance. Getting his lead at first is Adams as Orlando takes a first pitch strike. He led off the second inning and was a K victim against Paxton Shue. Shue looking at the runner, now ready to come home to Lotzer. The 0-1 is sent foul down the first base line. 0-2 runner on first base with 1 down in the top of the fourth. Come with your friends and family to Jexie's Family Restaurant. They offer a cozy coffee house feel with that classic diner experience. With breakfast, lunch, and dinner options, you will never leave feeling hungry. Check out Jexie's on Crooks Avenue, Kaukauna, or search Jexie's, that's Jexi', on Facebook today. Going down swinging there was Orlando for the second out.
For the Pirates, number 21, Caden Hare.
So Orlando goes down on strikes to make it runner on first with 2 down. And Shue falling behind here 1-0. As the Bayport dugout cheers on their third baseman, Caden Hare. And now they've got the runner picked off. And it goes 1-3-6 on the pickoff. Great throw from Terrence Seegers as Paxton Shue caught Art Adams stealing, which will result in Higher leading off the top of the 5th. But before that, we head to the bottom of the 4th. Still scoreless here on Zaleski Sports.
Maida Custom Apparel, your local source for quality, custom decorated clothing and products. Discover a wide range of products from corporate casual wear to team uniforms, promotional items, sporting goods, and awards. Don't settle for less. With our in-house production, we will make your name or event stand out with custom sports jerseys, branded cooler bags, and personalized can coolers. Celebrate team success with custom awards and promotional items. At Maida Custom Apparel, we put your brand first. Explore your options today at maidacustom.com.
Oops.
Looking for a place where everyone feels at home? Welcome to Point Brewery, your family-friendly tap room with something for everyone. From a wide variety of local brews to classic Point sodas for the kids, we've got the perfect pour for everyone. Craving a bite? We've got hot, cheesy Portesi pizzas ready when you are. Whether you're hanging out inside or soaking up the sun in our outdoor beer garden, there's space to unwind. Planning a celebration? Reserve our private event room and make it a gathering to remember. Point Brewery, good times, great taste, all on tap.
Leading off for the Ghosts, number 6, Dylan Lotzer.
Batters 6, 7, and 8 will lead off the bottom of the 4th for Coach Mike Jenkins and the Kaukauna Galloping Ghosts. Dylan Lotzer sees his first strike of the day as his first time up. He worked a 4-pitch walk against today's starter for Bayport, Parker Lawson, who has only looked better as the game has gone on. Picked up his first strikeout to end the 2nd inning and then struck out 2 more in the 3rd. Count even here, 1-1. And Lotzer with his first swing of the day, swing and a miss. 1-2 on the backstop for Kaukauna. Parker Lawson, the righty, winds and fires. Fastball outside. 2-2 in the matchup of 2 seniors here. Lotzer got on with the walk, and then McCoy Leno came on as a courtesy runner. Made it all the way to third base with with 2 outs. Made it to third, I should say, with 1 out, and then a bunt single where nobody advanced. Made it bases loaded with 2. The 3-2 swung on into the glove of Adams, and the 4th strikeout of the day for Lawson.
Now batting, number 12, Quentin Gussman.
Quentin Gussman, today's starting right fielder. We've seen him on the mound in relief. He came on in relief of Paxton Shue in the game against Fond du Lac here from Kaukauna High School. His first time up, I believe it was a first pitch swinging single that chopped over the first baseman, LeClaire. It's now 1-0, 2-0, make that 2-0. On a couple of pitches skipped in the turf, Gussman thought he was hit. He'll plead his case, but I don't think he's going to win it as he picks his back up. Coach Jenkins asking the field umpire down the first base line. I don't think he had the best view there as Gussman, the lefty hitter, was obscuring his point of view. So it will be 2-0. Nobody on. 1 down for the junior, Quentin Gussman. All juniors and seniors in this batting order for Coach Jenkins. And now Lawson falls behind 3-0 for the 2nd time today. Needs a strike here. The 3-0 is inside. Just off the inside edge. So I was waiting for the strike call from the home plate umpire. Never got it.
Next up, number 7, Riker Zauermeyer.
So Gussman thought he got hit on pitch number 2. He sees 2 more balls and gets the 4-pitch walk. his first walk of the day. The third for the Galloping Ghosts. Schaefer led off the game with a base on balls, and Lotzer had one to lead off the second. So this time it's not the leadoff hitter, but the second hitter of the inning, reaching on a free pass. Riker Donemeyer squared around a bunt for a sacrifice his first time up on the first pitch, and it was successful, advancing runners to second and third. This time I believe he's going to hit for himself, as twice in this game Kaukauna has tried to play small ball with the sacrifice bunt, and both times successful in advancing the runners, just couldn't bring them home. 2-0 now, as Lawson has lost control of the zone. That one may have clipped the zone, but Adams' glove, as he caught it, was heading outside. 7 pitches, 7 balls this inning for the Bayport starter. Gussman gets his lead, and the first strike of the inning poured in by Parker Lawson. Credit to Parker Lawson, keeping up the tempo here, not letting the batters feel comfortable in the box. The 3-1 is swung on and hit to the shortstop, Hart. He'll head to second to Brame and does not turn it on the double play opportunity. Wouldn't have been in time anyways. They get the lead runner for the second out of the inning.
Next up for the Ghost, number 3, Caden Kress.
Well played there by Eli Hart, and Parker Brame does his job, getting the force out. Not worrying about the turn there, as now it's a runner on first with 2 down for the Galloping Ghosts in the fourth. Caden Kress, the first time he came up, hit a rocket on the ground, but it was stabbed by the second baseman. Not this time, as it's over the third baseman higher for a single into left. Caden Kress keeps the line moving with a line drive.
To the top of the order we go with your center fielder, Ron Schaefer.
Fourth hit of the day for the Galloping Ghosts, and by my recollection, that was probably the hardest hit ball for Coach Jenkins' team. And it comes at the bottom of the order with his second leadoff man in Caden Kress. Now it's Bron Schaefer with runners on first and second, 2 outs. That's going to be just inside, and Schaefer showing off that apt eye at the plate. Bron so far on the day, 1 for 1 with a walk. He reached on a bunt single in the second, perfectly placed down the third baseline. That was with runners on second and third, and the runners did not advance, as the third baseman was right there to hold the lead runner. Now he's got runners on first and second. Swings away there for strike 1 on a foul ball. The lefty center fielder he pulls it to the right side, and it's by Brame. Getting the send is Donemeyer. He will come home to score, and it's 1-0 Galloping Ghosts. An RBI single for Bron Schaefer breaks open the scoring. Now first and third for Blake Vandeloo with 2 down.
Next up for the Ghosts, your left fielder, Blake Vanderloo.
Bron Schaefer with the RBI single, and the second hit of the inning against Parker Lawson, as he now faces this Kaukauna lineup for a third time. Schaefer dancing off first. It's going to be a matter of whether he picks off. Schaefer was going the whole way there, and Adams isn't going to risk a throw, with Kress having some decent speed at third. As the wind really picks up in my mic there. I apologize for that. So now 2 runners in scoring position for Vandeloo, and it's a 2-0 count. and even more so than the Kaukauna hitters starting to string together hits here in the fourth inning. It's been Lawson's command, or control rather, that has started this Kaukauna rally. All of these hitters getting ahead. And it's chopped to the right side. It's going to be a tough play, and a nice idea there for the tag, but the ball flies out. Lawson tried to tag the runner Vandaloo, but not able to hold on, and that will result in 2 runs coming to the plate. Coach Knutson is going to ask for an explanation here. He seems to believe that the runner Vandaloo extended his arm to cause that ball to come loose. I can't imagine that there will be any sort of overruling here from the field umpire. I believe this will stand, but still unofficial on the scoreboard. So if Coach Knutson, what he's saying would be ruled, it would be batter or runner interference, but I believe it will stand. It'll be a single, or perhaps an error that plates 2.
Next up for the Ghost, your shortstop, Braden Jenkins.
Despite the controversy, credit to Blake Vandaloo for running hard down the line, and credit to Lawson for a gutsy play there. He could have flipped it to first, but it might not have been in time, so he took matters into his own hands. So Kress and Schaefer both score. Now it's a runner on first with 2 down. A couple of pitchers starting to stretch in the Bayport bullpen. (1-0) the count. As there goes Vandaloo. This time Adams will throw down a little bit to the left of the second base bag, and Vandaloo is in with a steal. Second stolen base of the inning, the first one that has been contested, as Bron Schaefer was able to take second in a first and third situation. Braden Jenkins with a 1-1 count. So far in the day, he's popped out to second and went down looking on strikes. That'll be strike 2. Runner in scoring position for the starting shortstop of the Galloping Ghosts. That one outside and in the dirt. Good stop by Adams. Kaukauna breaks through here in the bottom of the 4th for 3 runs. Parker Lawson looking to get out of this inning. And it's grounded to Hart at shortstop. He plays a high hop, and the throw over to first. It's dropped, but I don't believe it was in time regardless. Jenkins beating out an infield single in my book. And we're going to have a meeting on the mound. I believe this is the pitching coach for Bayport talking to Parker Lawson while they meet. A word from Fox Valley Tech. Each year, more than 6,000 high school students get a head start on their college education thanks to dual credit classes made possible by Fox Valley Technical College. These are college-level classes that high school students take for free, saving on average more than $600 per student. Learn more at fvtc.edu/gettechnical. That's fvtc.edu/gettechnical. Lawson will remain in the game. Just getting him a bit of a breather and a reset here as he will face the cleanup man, Terrence Seegers, with 2 outs and runners on first and second. So Hart did a nice job on that ground ball to hold Vandaloo at second.
Now batting for the Ghost, Terrence Seegers.
And Jenkins was able to beat out the throw. It could have been an error, could have been an infield single. I'm going to give Jenkins the credit there, as Hart did all he could. That one's going to be upstairs. And again, it's a 1-0 count, as Lawson This has been a long inning on the mound for him. He's just looking to get into the dugout and finish his day, most likely. 2-0 now for the Highland Junior College commit, Taryn Seegers. Drove in 10 runs last year. Looking to drive one in here. It's laced to center field. Is it over Hawley? It is. Hawley was playing shallow. Coming in to score is Vandaloo to the plate. The relay will not be in time. Jenkins scores, and it's a 2-run double for Taryn Seegers.
Next up for the Ghosts, number 24, Bennett Geithner.
Bennett Geithner, the 8th batter of the inning, after Terrence Seegers drives in 2 with a shot to center field. It just got over Hawley as the center field Winona State commit was playing shallow. About medium depth, and that's the kind of power that Seegers has. Another meeting on the mound here between Knutz, I believe this is Coach Knutson, and his infield and battery. Geithner looking to come to the plate here. I would imagine, as this is the second mound visit of the inning, I would think that Parker Lawson's day is done, but the pitchers just started getting loose in the bullpen, and they will make the move. So that'll end the day for Parker Lawson. He goes 3 2/3 innings and was really solid before a couple of bad bounces didn't go his way here in the bottom of the 4th. We'll head to a quick break as we get our new Pirates pitcher on the mound. We'll be right back on Zaleski Sports.
Help us create iron castings the world uses and trusts. At Wapaka Foundry, you're not just making parts. It's the pride in what you do, the quality of people beside you, and the career you create. What we make matters. Who makes them matters more. Join us. Cast your future at Wapaka Foundry. Visit jobs.wapakafoundry.com. Go Comets!
Our first pitching change of the day comes for the visiting Bayport Pirates. It is number 19, Sarin Miller. That's Searin. He is their other college-committed pitcher. We'll be heading to D3 St. Mary's in Minnesota next year. And just here from the warm-ups, he has got some stuff. So Bayport throwing their 2 best pitchers on the mound here this afternoon. And Miller coming in with his team down 5 after Kaukauna put up 5 runs in the bottom of the 4th. Another pitcher getting loose for Bayport. 2 pitchers, in fact, getting loose. So perhaps Miller is just looking to finish the inning here. And then once we get to the bottom of the 5th, could be another different pitcher.
Number 19, Sarin Miller makes his way to the mound.
First hitter for Miller to face will be Bennett Geithner. So far today, Geithner 0 for 2.
Batting for the Ghosts, number 24, Bennett Geithner.
Geithner, his first time up, first pitch swinging. He hit Bron Schaefer, the base runner, on third base, and Schaefer was ruled to be in fair territory and retired. And then the second time up, Geithner went down looking against Parker Lawson, so he'll be the first Kaukauna batter to face Miller. Seegers on second after his 2 RBI double that scored Jenkins and Vandaloo. Swung through on a tailing fastball from Miller, and Miller is bringing the heat here. I believe he is primarily a starting pitcher by the quality of his stuff and the fact that he's a college commit. But coming in relief of Lawson here in the 4th. Over the top delivery, a 4-seam fastball on the outside edge. It'll be 0-2 on Bennett Geithner, the third baseman for Kaukauna. Seegers, his corner infield counterpart, on second. The 0-2 is pulled outside as Miller not going to be pleased with himself on that one. Just yanked it into the lefty batter box. Bottom of the fourth. Kaukauna puts up 5 runs. Miller looking to hold them to 5. The 1-2. Changeup or splitter got him to chase after it in the dirt. Adams will complete the strikeout and we'll head to the 5th inning. Miller comes on in relief and gets his man. We head to the top of the 5th with Kaukauna up by our new score of 5-0.
After 4 complete, your ghost.
Want to save even more at Fleet Farm? Sign up for Fleet Rewards for exclusive offers and deals. Earn points every time you shop. 500 points gets you a $5 reward. It's free and easy to sign up, in-store or online. Plus, earn rewards even faster with the Fleet Rewards credit card. Get 4 times the points every time you use your Fleet Rewards credit card. Start shopping and start saving even more with Fleet Rewards at Fleet Farm.
Cobuson Bus is hiring, it's drivers that they need. Cobuson Bus is hiring, it's the perfect job for me.
Kaukauna buses would like to thank all of our school bus drivers throughout the state of Wisconsin for their safe driving. If you would like to make a difference in your community with a fun and rewarding part-time job, apply at Kaukauna.com.
Cobuson Bus is hiring, it's the perfect job for me.
Leading off the inning for the Pirates, number 21, Caden Hare.
We head to the 5th with Paxton Shue still on the mound for Kaukauna. 5 runs across for the Galloping Ghosts in the bottom of the 4th. As Paxton Shue delivers a first pitch strike to the third baseman, Caden Hare. Bayport will need to jump on Shue here to get themselves back into this one. And it's hit to the right side, and that's a great way to start from Caden Hire. A leadoff single gets through the right side. And that will bring up the number 7 hitter in the order, Drew LeClaire.
Number 13, Drew LeClaire.
Hire was up to end the 4th inning as the base runner Art Adams got picked off. And he comes back up in the 5th and leads it off with a ground ball single. Just recapping the bottom of the 4th there. 5 runs across for Kaukauna on 1, 2, 3 hits as this is popped foul. LeClaire had a great battle with Shue last time. You had the 3 hits for Kaukauna, by my scoring at least. The singles from Kress, Schaefer, and Jenkins. Vandaloo reached on that ground ball to the first base side, which I'm going to be ruling an error. And this one's grounded foul to make it 1-2. And then the double for Seegers. That'll make it 4 hits, pardon me. So 5 runs on 4 hits, 1 error, and 1 left on as Saren Miller came in and struck out Geithner. We'll see if that's the end of his day. The 1-2 is ripped to left field, and a couple of singles to start off the 5th. The Pirates looking to awaken their bats and break through here.
Next batter for the Pirates, number 7, Graham Williams.
Graham Williams, today's designated hitter, hitting for the pitcher Lawson and now the pitcher Miller. Courtesy runner is on for LeClaire, or he's the first baseman, so I suppose that is a pinch runner. First and second with nobody out. Paxton Shue, this is the most trouble he has faced all day. First time he's had multiple base runners on. 0-1 after the swing by Williams. So closing the book on the starter Lawson, he went 3 2/3, faced 22 batters, 4 strikeouts, 3 walks, 7 hits for the Ghosts against Lawson, as that makes it 0-2. The delivery from Shu. 7 hits, 5 runs. TBD on how many of those were earned. And it's pulled to the right side this time. It's right at Seegers. He throws to Jenkins, and Seegers had to get back to the bag himself. Tough to turn a double play there. They get the trail runner at second base. Now runners on the corners for the Pirates.
Next up for the Pirates, number 8, Parker Brome.
So Williams does his job well enough. It's going to be a 3-6 putout for the first out of the inning at second base. Higher advances to third, and Williams reaches on the fielder's choice. That was number 4 that was running there for LeClaire, as that one is outside to the number 9 hitter, Parker Brame. The second baseman here, he flew out to center field his first time up and swung through for strike number 1 as I update the count there. Thank you for bearing with me. 1-1 with 1 out and runners on the corners. Bayport looking to break through for their first run of the day and their best chance at it by far here in this one. Paxton Shu walked a runner with 1 out in the first, and then walked a batter with 2 outs in the third before giving up a 1-out single last inning. He was able to strand all 3 of those hitters. In fact, he picked off the runner in the third. Picked off the runner in the fourth, I should say. No runners reached in the third, as it's now 2-2. That one outside from the senior southpaw Shu. 3 hits now on the day for Bayport after they were held hitless through the first 4, and a nice breaking ball gets Brame out in front for the first strikeout of the inning for Shu.
Now batting, number 24, Eli Hart.
Back to the top of the order for the Bayport Pirates, and this is exactly the guy they want up. Eli Hart, their sophomore standout shortstop, as this one is upstairs. He struck out swinging his first time up, but then worked a walk in the third against Shu. And perhaps this third time through the order is when the Pirates are going to break through against Paxton, as that breaking ball is just off the outside edge. That'll make it 2-0 for Hart. Runner at first is the DH Williams, and the runner at third, Caden Heyer, the third baseman. Breaking ball low and in. Very impressive movement on the breaking stuff for Paxton Shu, just not able to locate it that time. The runner that came on to run for LeClaire was number 4, Grant Swim. That's S-W-I-M. He was eventually was retired on that ground ball. So I believe since LeClaire is not a pitcher or catcher, Swim will be coming into the game. He was a pinch runner, not a courtesy runner. The 3-1 from Shu is fouled off the mask of Lotzer. Home plate umpire is going to make sure he's okay. Always looking out for each other, the catcher and the umpire, as they take a beating back there. 3-2, 2 outs. The runner at first will be off with the pitch. Runners on the corners here. Shu looking to make it 5 scoreless. His delivery inside, and the bases are loaded for the number 3 hitter in the order, or number 2 the hitter in the order, Tommy Berg. Second walk of the day for Eli Hart, the leadoff hitter.
Now batting, number 2, Tommy Berg.
Tommy Berg walked in the first inning before striking out looking to end the third. He's up here with the bases loaded, and that will be laced into center field. It'll score 1. Around second comes the trail runner as the throw is into third. And 2 runs across. Heyer and Williams score. And Bayport's on the board with a 2 RBI single from the right fielder, Tommy Berg. Great job as the runner on first base, Hart, goes first to third, keeping the pressure on. 5-2 our score, and Bayport looking to keep this inning alive. Now the number 3 hitter in the order comes up, and it's Carson Hawley with a single into center field. That will plate the 3rd run for the Pirates, and their offense has broken through against Paxton Shoe. Kaukauna's lead cut to 2 runs.
Now batting number 9, Art Adams.
Hart comes home to score off the Hawley single. Tommy Berg to second base, and Art Adams the 5th. Today's starting backstop to the plate. 2 runs batted in for Berg, 1 for Hawley, and it's 5-3. Good job here by Shu to get ahead 0-2. The 0-2 as Shu looks to strand runners on first and second. Breaking ball outside. Hawley, the Winona State commit, with the most recent RBI single. Both teams were held scoreless through 3.5 innings, but bottom of the 4th and top of the 5th, both offenses finally getting to these starting pitchers. Two and two now. Count is even on Art Adams, and he swings through a breaking ball. Paxton Shoe able to limit the damage. He'll head to the dugout with his team still up 5-3. Here on Zaleski Sports, we head to the bottom of the 5th. Kaukauna coming to bat.
Need a game plan that delivers marketing victories? Bear Performance Marketing is your full-service partner for strategic success. Offering comprehensive solutions that include brand development, social media marketing, branded products, and digital marketing. The goal is to streamline every aspect of marketing while maximizing results. With a focus on clear, transparent communication and a driven team ready to hustle, Bear Performance Marketing is your partner for marketing that outperforms the competition. Learn more at bearpm.com.
Welcome back on Zaleski Sports as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Bayport gets 3 across, and Ciaran Miller will remain on the mound for the Pirates. He brought the heat to end the bottom of the 4th, and now Kaukauna will have to see him for a full frame. Today's game is brought to you by Travel Leaders Discovery. They specialize in creating personalized, unforgettable, and stress-free travel experiences for individuals, families, and groups of all sizes. Travel Leaders Discovery is a full-service agency booking beach vacations, cruises, hotel only, and air hotel, Disney, house rentals, business travel, romantic travel, and family vacations anywhere you want to go. Call Travel Leaders Discovery at 833-TL-TRIPS and visit www.tltrips.com. That's 833-TL-TRIPS and www.tltrips.com. Kaukauna now with a 2-run lead after scoring 5, but giving up 3 in the top half of this inning. Scoring 5 in the bottom of the 4th, I should say. It's Dylan Lotzer to lead off the bottom of the 5th. He takes a strike from the new pitcher, Ciaran Miller. Closed out the bottom of the 4th with a strikeout of Bennett Geithner. And for the Bayport offense in the top of the 5th, 3 runs on 4 hits, as well as a walk. No errors for the Kaukauna defense, and 2 runners left on base. Count is now 1-1. Ciaran Miller, the St. Mary's, Minnesota commit. Believe they are the Cardinals. 1-2 now, the count. As Bennett Geithner, pardon me, Dylan Lotzer at the plate, 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. 1-2 becomes 2-2 as, again, Miller pulling that fastball outside. It remains to be seen if it'll be the end of the day for Paxton Shue. Not able to keep track of pitch count myself here with a lot of other stuff going on. But I've got to believe he's close to some sort of maximum. That one runs inside. Miller just overcorrects after yanking one to the outside, and it hits Lotzer. Courtesy runner McCoy Leno on to first base.
For Lotzer as a courtesy runner. At the plate, number 12, Quentin Gussman.
First hit by pitch of any batter here today. Quentin Gussman is 1 for 1 with a walk. He chopped a single over the first baseman LeClaire in the second inning and then reached on a walk to start the rally in the fourth. It was a leadoff strikeout for Lotzer. Then Gussman walked, followed by a fielder's choice, which retired him, and then single, error, single, double was how Kaukauna scored their 5 runs an inning ago. 7 hits for Kaukauna to Bayport's 5. Getting his lead at first is Leno. McCoy on to run for the catcher. And Drew LeClaire back in on defense, despite getting run for in the top half of this inning. I must have my courtesy runner rules mixed up. I thought you could only put a runner in temporarily if it was a pitcher or catcher. But the first baseman retains his eligibility. Good changeup there from Miller. We've seen that change up a couple times from Miller. He got the strikeout to end the fourth on that pitch. His 2-1 is in the turf infield here in Kaukauna, and foul territory. It gets cut off by the grass right at the edge of the infield. I don't know if you can really pick that up on our camera quality here. 3-1 with a runner on first base, nobody down in the bottom of the fifth. Swinging through a high fastball is Gussman, and the count runs full. Thank you to our game day sponsors, Amplitel Technologies, Pagoni's Pizza, and Jexie's Restaurant. Leno takes his lead at first. Full count to Gussman with nobody down. It's laced to right field, breaking in on it, and it'll drop as Berg is not able to get there, and Gussman is on with, for his third time today, his second hit.
Not bad. Number 7, Riker Donnermeyer.
Riker Donnermeyer had a sacrifice bunt his first time up in the second, as we've got a goose in right center field here. I think another one about to land. Can we see that on our camera? It's a little too small for me on the laptop. Well, play goes on, despite the foul in the outfield. Another sacrifice bunt here from Donnermeyer, and again, it'll be 1-4 on the putout, just like it was in the second inning. With nobody down, Riker Donnermeyer with the sacrifice to put runners in scoring position.
Not batting. Number 3, Caden Kraft.
His second time up, Donnermeyer, he grounded into a fielder's choice. So officially, he is 0 for 1 on the day with the 2 sacrifices. Runners on second and third with 1 out. And a strike in there for Miller. So both of the best starting pitchers being used here today for Bayport, and they've got a busy week. Sheboygan North on the road tomorrow before Green Bay Preble at home on Friday and Middleton on Saturday. So a couple of conference matchups coming up tomorrow and Friday. Sheboygan North projected to finish 8th in the Fox River Classic. Preble projected 6th. Bayport, the slight favorites in the FRCC, just ahead of De Pere. As this one from Kress is lined to left field. It's down for a hit in front of Orlando. 1 run will score, and a second home in the form of Quentin Gussman. A 2 RBI single at the bottom of the order for Caden Kress. And that time, the sacrifice bunt from Donnermeyer pays dividends as 2 runs come across.
Here we go. Number 1, Braun Schaefer.
Kaukauna extends their lead to 4 off the clutch hitting of Caden Kress, his second line drive to left field today. And this time it plates 2. Kress takes his lead with 1 out. And Braun Schaefer up to the plate. So far, Braun is 2 for 3. 2 for 2, I should say, with a walk. Had a bunt single in the second, and then a ground ball up the middle in the 4th. Came across to score in the 4th inning on the ground ball by Vandaloo that was either a hit or an infield single, or was either an error or an infield single. 1-0 to Braun on the outside edge as he watches it in. Caden Kress with his 2 RBIs. Another big hit for him in the number 9 spot in the order after his home run against Fond du Lac a week and a half ago. And he's got decent speed over there at first, dancing as Schaefer grounds it through the middle yet again. His second time in as many innings with a ground ball single.
Now batting, number 18, Vandaloo.
Blake Vandaloo, another lefty hitter. You got the 2 lefties at the top of the order for Coach Jenkins, and then, if I'm not mistaken, you got Gustman batting 7th. He's the only other lefty. Schaefer followed by Vandaloo. Last time up, he had that chopper up the first base line. Parker Lawson, the starting pitcher, tried to tag him out, but the ball knocked out of his glove, or came out of his glove, and that allowed 2 runs to score as both Kress and Schaefer scored from 3rd and 2nd, respectively. Now those 2 same runners are on 1st and 2nd, and it's a 1-0 count to Blake Vandaloo. So far, he is 0 for 2 with a sacrifice bunt, a strikeout, and that aforementioned play, whether you believe it was a hit or an error. Very unofficial scorebook being kept by me. 1-1 with 1 out. Runners on 1st and 2nd. Vandaloo gets the pitch from Miller. It's lined to left center, and it'll touch grass in the outfield. Retrieving it is Hawley. Coming home to score is Kress. He's followed by Schaefer. The relay will not come home, and it's another 2 RBI hit for the Galloping Ghosts. This time a double by Blake Vandaloo. Vandaloo at 2nd now.
Now batting, number 8, Braden Chicken.
2 RBIs for the junior left fielder as the shortstop, Braden Jenkins, comes to the plate. Great piece of hitting there by the lefty Vandaloo, hitting it to left center. Hawley bobbled it a little bit trying to pick it up in center, and then the relay throw from either Hart or Brame, the middle infielders, just never came home as Schaefer's speed gets him from first to home on the double. Breaking ball low. Jenkins in his 3 plate appearances today, 1 for 3 with a pop out, a backwards or a looking strikeout, and a single to the shortstop Hart. He scored in the 4th. One of the Kaukana's 5 runs in the 4th. They've got 4 here in the 5th. Watches another breaking ball low. Need a game plan that delivers marketing victories? Bayer Performance Marketing is your full service partner for strategic success. From brand development to social media marketing and promotional solutions, we streamline your marketing for maximum results. Learn more at BaerPM.com. That's BAERPM.com. And now the count 3-0 on Jenkins. Perhaps looking to pick up his first walk of the day. Caden Kress drove home 2 runs with his single, and then a 2 RBI double for Blake Vandaloo, making it 9-3 as they check on Vandaloo at second. Just checking here on the who's got the RBIs today for the Galloping Ghosts. Schaefer had 1 an inning ago, as it's a 4-pitch walk to Jenkins. Not the worst thing in the world if you're the Bayport Pirates, making it a force out at every base now. With Taryn Seegers coming to the plate.
Number 2, Taryn Seegers.
Jenkins' second time on base. Seegers, his last time up, with a double to over the center fielder Hawley that plated 2. He also had an infield single in the 1st and a pop out to the first baseman in foul territory in the 3rd, making him 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. Breaking ball again, missing 0-0. Taryn, an honorable mention all conference, if I'm not mistaken, last year. Certainly, if he wasn't last year, he's trending towards being that this year, if not a first or second teamer, as this Kaukauna team is looking to become one of the top teams in the FVA. They've already beaten Fond du Lac, who was projected to finish ahead of them by the Wisconsin Baseball Yearbook. A couple more teams projected in front of them. Appleton North, the game against the Lightning, of course, got suspended due to rain. And they have yet to see Hortonville or Kimberly. And while today's matchup against Bayport is non-conference, both of these teams in the same regional, they could very well see each other in the playoffs. And this game counts for seeding purposes in Regional 2 of the WIAA Division 1 playoffs. Out of this regional, of course, was Hortonville getting to state last year. Kaukauna's conference, FVA conference co-members. The year before, it was De Pere making it out of this regional. Bayport's conference co-members in the FRCC, and the Redbirds went on to win the state title. Bayport looking to make it back to the state tournament for the first time since 2022, in which they were runners-up for the second consecutive year. So both 2021 and 22, the Bayport baseball program taking home the silver ball in Division 1. And then De Pere winning in 2024. It's been a good run of form for the Fox River Classic Conference on the state's biggest stage. After a mound visit, the 2-0 from Miller is in there. Just rocking fire with that fastball. Perhaps the pitching coach letting him know, early in counts right now, you're not locating your breaking ball. Let's just try to get your fastball in for strikes, and once you get ahead, you can work that curveball. Or when it's 2-1, you can get a swing and miss. Good location there. After the fastball on the inner half, you break that curveball right off of it. This is Seeger's first time facing Miller. Geithner on deck was the first batter to face Miller an inning ago, Late on that one was Seegers, but he gets a piece to stay alive. As we said earlier, it's a lot of FVA versus Fox River Classic here today on Monday the 20th. Only one FVA intra-conference matchup going on. That's Oshkosh West at Neenah. That's a makeup of a game that got rained out. And there's only one other FRCC game going on today, not against an FVA team. I had that pulled up earlier. Let me quick find that. Here we are. Notre Dame Academy of Green Bay is at Appleton Xavier today. Here's the 3-2 to Seegers, and it's swung on and missed on a high slider there. Second out of the inning for Siren Miller.
Next up, number 24, Bennett Geithner.
Bennett Geithner comes to the plate for his second time against Siren Miller. So far in the day, Geithner has 2 strikeouts, and as well as that ground ball in the bottom of the first that hit the base runner. Hit the base runner Schaefer, I should clarify. And that ended the bottom of the first as Kaukauna was a bit snake-bitten to start this game. They had runners on first and third with 2 outs, and a ground ball hits the base runner. Not something you see much in a Major League Baseball season, let alone just one game on a random Monday in Wisconsin. Foul ball off the bat of Geithner. Makes it 0-1. Carson Gates, the starting pitcher from last Thursday's game against Appleton West, was going to retrieve it. He was our highlight house player of the game 4 days ago. 0-1 to the third baseman. Geithner will be called for a strike as it catches the corner. 0-2 count with runners on first and second. 2 down in the bottom of the fifth. Kaukauna has put across 4 more runs to make it a 9-3 game after Bayport pulled within 2 in the top of the fifth. That one is skipped in the turf. Kaukauna at 5-1 right now, 4-0 in the FVA, or I should say 3-0, as the game against Appleton North never concluded, and they were tied anyways. This game not counting for FVA purposes, but Kaukauna still on top of the conference, as it is fouled off by Geithner. Regardless of who wins today, it would be the losing team's first time losing this season to an in-state opponent, as both teams have only lost to out-of-state opponents. Kaukana's only loss coming to a team from Illinois. Bayport lost to Light Ridge. I do not know what state they're from. I didn't get a chance to look that up, as the 1-2 is inside, and a double steal uncontested. Vandaloo to third, Jenkins to second on the steal. So both teams undefeated against Wisconsin opponents. That will end here today. The 2-2 is laced down the right field line, and it'll be foul. Good job by Geithner to stay alive there, and he nearly squeaked it in down the foul line. If you're just joining us, it was a pitcher's duel into the bottom of the fourth, as both Kaukana's Paxton Shue and Parker Lawson of Bayport worked scoreless frames in the first, second, and third. As the 3-2 is grounded by Geithner through the left side. Coming home, Vandaloo and Schaefer will come in to score, as it was misplayed in the left field by Orlando. He was not able to pick it up, and that will result in Schaefer coming in on no throw. Geithner with 2 RBIs to make it 11-3.
Now batting, number 6, Dylan Latzer.
And Kaukauna has batted around as Lotzer comes up for the second time this inning. He was hit by a pitch to start the fifth, as it's been a trio of 2 RBI hits here in the bottom of the fifth by the Ghosts to get 6 runs. First it was Caden Kress's single, then Blake Vandelou's double, and now Bennett Geithner with a single driving home 2. And quickly, Lotzer finds himself down 0-2, facing Miller for the second time this inning. Runner on first with 2 outs. Miller looking to escape this for the Pirates. Nobody up in the Bayport bullpen. Breaking ball outside and low. As the Kaukauna bats have woken up the past 2 innings. Bayport's bats did the same in the top of the fifth, but now perhaps the lead has been stretched a little bit too far for the Pirates to catch up. We'll see as we head to the top of the sixth. But first, Miller's gonna need to finish the bottom of the fifth, as he was ahead 0-2, and now Lotzer, the backstop for Kaukauna, is even 2-2. Runner on first is Geithner, the third baseman. He's held on by LeClaire. And that one is a fastball low. It's been mostly fastballs and breaking balls from Miller, as it's been a primarily righty lineup here against Kaukauna, but would like to see more of that changeup from him. He got the strikeout against Geithner to end the fifth on that pitch, and he threw another really good one to a lefty batter. 3-2. A runner goes with 2 outs, and it'll be a walk on the payoff pitch to Lotzer. His second time aboard this inning, first on a hit by pitch, and now on a walk. Oops. And it'll be,
runner number 15, McCoy Luno.
I believe this will be the end of the day for Ciaran Miller, as I didn't see anybody warming in the Bayport pen, but Coach Knutson out there now. And I believe we will have a pitching change here as Miller heads off. He gets the final out of the fourth inning and gets 2 here in the fifth. But Kaukauna puts up 6 runs in this frame, and he will give way to a new pitcher coming from the infield. We'll get you the information on our new pitcher after this break on Zaleski Sports.
The quality materials that was used when the house was built were below builder grade. I wanted to do something a little exciting, add a little bit of color, a little bit of texture. The Infinity team took time to get to know us. He wanted to know what we wanted. Once he saw my design, he says, well, let's make this happen. It's a big project. Just changed the whole look of the house, and it looks like a brand new home. The Infinity team treated us like we were their family. I would recommend Infinity to anybody.
Oh, we got the doctor. I got one, yeah. Griffin. Okay. Quentin Gustman will be the hitter to face the new pitcher for Bayport. It's Griffin Klusman, number 15. A junior listed as infield/outfield/pitcher on their roster, as Kaukauna saw both of Bayport's best starters here today, or at least their 2 starters that are best 2 senior starters, the ones committed to colleges, and they were able to score 5 against Lawson and 6 against Miller. Just recapping the bottom of the fifth, that's still ongoing. It was led off by a hit by pitch by Dylan Lotzer. Then a single for Gustman, sack bunt Donnermeyer, single Kress, single Schaefer, double Vandeloo. A walk for Braden Jenkins. The second out of the inning was a strikeout to Seegers, and then a single for Geithner and a walk for Lotzer. And that'll be inside on Quentin Gustman. He singled to right field his prior time up this inning. He finds himself up 1-0 here. Runners on first and second with 2 outs. Swing and a miss to make it 1-1 in the count. Gustman, the lefty hitter, one of 3 lefty hitters in this lineup for Coach Jenkins. Schaefer and Vandaloo at the top of the order. And then you get 5, or if I can count better, 4 righties in a row before you get to another lefty in Gustman. And then 2 more righties at the bottom of the order on deck, Riker Donnemeyer, and then the number 9 hitter, Caden Kress. The 2-1 from the new pitcher, Klusman, is inside, and we're going to have a throwdown from Adams right on the money. But Geithner was back in plenty of time. Amplitel Technologies boosts IT and technology for businesses in Northeast Wisconsin and beyond. From help desk support to Wi-Fi and phone solutions, trust the experts at Amplitel. Visit ampliteltech.com for a free consultation. Foul ball by Gustman makes it a 3-2 count. Runners on first and second as I update the scoreboard there. Very thankful that the scoreboard working here today. Thank you so much for joining us on Zaleski Sports. Here from Kaukauna, we'll cover this team on Thursday as well. Gustman just holds up on the check swing there with the runners going on a full count with 2 outs, and he'll work the walk.
Next batter for the Ghost, number 7, Riker Donnemeyer.
Gustman has been on all 4 times he's come to the plate. He is 2 for 2 with 2 walks. Riker Donnemeyer coming to the plate. He has 2 sacrifice bunts for an out, as well as a fielder's choice ground out. When he reached on that fielder's choice in the 4th, he scored on a Braun Schaefer single. And Riker, no chance to sacrifice bunt here with 2 outs. I'm sure that's the way he likes it, with the bases loaded. Able to come up here and hit for himself. But doing what is asked of him, of course. Here in the 8th spot as the DH. 1-0 to the senior, committed to St. Norbert's College. .2-0 coming here from Griffin Klusman, the 3rd pitcher of the day for Bayport. The 2-0 is upstairs and outside. Make it 3-0. 2 down here. Bayport needing to get out of this inning to get to the top of the 6th. Were they to give up 2 more runs, and that would make it a 13-3 score, and Kaukauna could potentially finish this one after 5, but Bayport not focusing on that, just trying to get a strike in there to make it 3-1. Klusman now 3-1 against Kaukauna as the Galloping Ghost dugout comes alive, and that'll be pulled for a walk, and that will plate the 12th run of the game and the 7th of the inning for the Galloping Ghosts.
Next batter for the Ghosts, number 3, Caden Kress.
Geithner comes home to score on the Riker Donnemeyer RBI walk. Lotzer to 3rd, or more accurately, Leno, his courtesy runner, to 3rd. And Gustman to 2nd. Caden Kress watches a breaking ball in there And perhaps that's what Klusman's going to go to here, as he hasn't been able to locate his fastball. See if you can land the breaking ball for strikes. 0-1. Swinging through a high and in fastball is Kress. Kress with 2 singles to left field, including one here in the 5th inning that plated the first 2 runs of the 5th. The 0-2 is on the ground to Eli Hart. He will go to first, and LeClaire with the stretch retires the side. Kaukauna puts across 7 in the inning and extend their lead to 12-3. We head to the top of the 6th. Pirates needing to break through to narrow the gap.
Stretch the lead to 12-3.
We head to the top of the 6th with the new pitcher on the mound. It's Bennett Geithner. We will get you set for the top of the 6th when we come back on Zaleski Sports.
Pitching change for the Ghosts on the mound. You're going to find number 24.
I actually described Fox Valley Tech as a home away from home.
It was very comforting that it was a class size of 20 people or less.
Cost is a huge factor.
7
when I look at
runs
Fox
on
Valley
1,
Technical
2,
College, you're not spending
3,
that much for a degree.
If I was
4,
30 when I went back
5.
to school here, I have had no regrets.
I think the hands-on training really sets us apart.
They will do anything to make sure that you succeed. You are going to get the education that you came for.
So a new third baseman, number 3. Oh wait, that's it's not number 3. Number 9 is the new third baseman. Tyler Urban. New pitcher on for Kaukauna. Paxton Shue's day ends after 5 innings of 3-run ball. He threw 4 scoreless to start his outing before Bayport finally got a couple of runs across against him. And the new pitcher on the mound is today's starting third baseman, Bennett Geithner. New third baseman is Tyler Urban, number 9. And a new hitter, I believe, leading things off here for Bayport. Number 10 is Grant Nast. Seven runs come in on 5 hits for Kaukauna. No errors and 3 left on in the bottom of the 5th. Grant Nast hitting in the place of Ethan Orlando here, the left fielder, the number 5 hitter, and he goes down on strikes. Bennett Geithner with a strikeout here in relief.
Now batting number 21, Caden Hare.
Caden Hare, the third baseman, up here. He reached on a single his last time up. Also a ground out to short here today. 1 for 2 with a run scored. 1 down with nobody on for the relief pitcher Geithner, working with a brisk pace here and bringing the heat. Fouled off of the glove of Lotzer to make it 0-2. We will have another game from this Kaukauna Galloping Ghosts team on Thursday on the road in Neenah to take on the Rockets. The Rockets projected to finish right behind Kaukauna in the FVA standings by the Wisconsin Baseball Yearbook. A bit of a down year a year ago for Neenah as they finished tied for 7th with Appleton West. But looking to work their way back up the conference standings this season. And that game we'll have live for you from Neenah High School on Thursday. This one is rifled right back at the legs of Geithner and into center field. Second hit of the day for Caden Hire.
Now batting for the Pirates, number 13, Drew LeClaire.
Drew LeClaire, the first baseman, up. He reached his last time up on a single to left field that dropped in front of Vandaloo and eventually was pulled. He was pulled for a courtesy runner. He's got a runner on first with one out here. Come with your friends and family to Jexie's Family Restaurant. They offer a cozy coffee house feel with that classic diner experience. With breakfast, lunch, and dinner options, you will never leave feeling hungry. Check out Jexie's on Crooks Avenue in Kaukauna or search Jexie's, that's Jexi, on Facebook today. Runner on first is higher, and a check swing grounded to Kress. He'll just go to second base, and the throw onto first is in time. It'll be a double play. What a turn by Caden Kress, and Jenkins with the strong throw to first. Good pick by Seegers on a ball that I clearly didn't think was going to be a double play. They surprised even me up here in the booth to end the top of the sixth. We head to the bottom half of the sixth inning. Kaukauna up 12-3, looking to potentially walk it off here from Kaukauna High School.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big
I thought
plans
he
for
had no
my
chance.
life and my
I thought he was going to tag
I
him.
know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Oh, new pitcher.
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila
23.
from security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just
Jackson
get better in here?
Otradovic. Fourth pitcher of the day
We have a pitching change
on for
the
Bayport.
Pirates. Number 23 makes his way to the mound, Jackson Otradovic.
Jackson Otradovic, the fourth pitcher of the day, as Griffin Klusman came in to finish the fifth inning, and he'll just record the one out, as perhaps they're trying to save him on his pitch count. Coming up here, they've got a game tomorrow, as well as one on Friday and Saturday, so hopefully the pitch counts worked out, so Parker Lawson and Ciaran Miller will be available for Bayport coming up on Friday and Saturday. Definitely will have to sit tomorrow. Griffin Klusman could be available tomorrow. I think he was under the 30-pitch minimum for a one-day rest. So Jackson Otradovic, number 23, onto the mound with his team trailing by 9, looking to push this to a seventh inning. Kaukauna could walk it off here in the bottom of the sixth on a run rule if they're able to plate one. Thanks to our game day sponsors, Fox Valley Tech, Travel Leaders Discovery, and Bear Performance Marketing. Bennett Geithner came on for the Ghosts, got a strikeout, then gave up a single, and then quite the double play to end the top of the sixth. Caden Kress, I thought he was going to tag the runner coming at him. He ends up turning around, making a full 180 spin, gives it to Jenkins, and Jenkins' throw a rocket to first to retire LeClaire.
Leading off number 1, Ron Schaefer.
So no runs on one hit and no errors in the top of the sixth. Ron Schaefer, the leadoff hitter, will lead off the bottom of the sixth. So far on the day, Braun is 3 for 3 with a walk, 2 runs scored, and an RBI. His last time up, he reached on a single to center field and scored from first base on a Blake Vandaloo double. 1-1 the count as he faces Otradovic for the first time. Breaking ball outside to the lefty hitter. On deck, Vandaloo. He is 1 for 3 with a sacrifice bunt in there as well. And now Schaefer ahead 3-1. And you don't want to walk Schaefer to make him the potential game-winning run. Otradovic delivers a strike, makes it a full count. Schaefer, I would not want to say a passive hitter because that would frame it in a negative light, but he is definitely one to work a count. Wants his pitch and his pitch only. Very content to walk. And that's a good quality to have, especially at the high school level. As he takes his second walk of the day.
Number 18, Blake Vandaloo.
Vandaloo with that sac bunt in the first inning, struck out to end the second, reached on an error in the fourth that plated 2. He eventually came around to score and then doubled in the fifth. He squares around a bunt here and a step off from Otradovic with Schaefer on first. Schaefer is just going to steal without the bunt here, as that ball was in the turf. I believe it's a ball. As Vandaloo pulled back in time, we'll wait for the home plate umpire to let us know what count he's got. Should be 1-0. As Otradovic and Adams are going to have a meeting here. A single from Vandaloo could put this one in the books, as Kaukauna leads by 9 here in the 6th inning. Of course, if you're leading by 10 at the end of the 5th or the 6th, that'll end the game. Also, if you're up by 15 or more after the end of 3 innings, or 2.5 if you're the road team, or if you're the home team, I should say. 1-0 the count, nobody out, runner on second base, and it's fouled out of play. High fly pop down the third base line to even up the count. 12 hits on the scoreboard for Kaukauna, 6 for Bayport. Kaukauna with 12 runs across. They have left 6 men on base. Bayport with 3 runs. They have left 5 on base. Just the one error in my scorebook against Bayport. That one fouled straight back towards us to make it 1-2. And another mound visit here. I think Otradovic looking for some clarification on the count. 1-2. As Adams was going out to check on him. Schaefer with that elite speed on second base. Also a great base runner. Great feel for if a ball's going to land or not for a hit. Vandaloo flies it to center. Hawley back on it. If it gets over him, that'll end the game. It is down for a hit on the warning track. Hawley will retrieve it, but Schaefer will come home to score, and that'll make it a 13-3 victory on a walk-off RBI single by Blake Vandaloo. Schaefer comes home to score the 13th run of the game from second base, and that will do it for this one. Kaukauna taking the 13-3 win in 6 innings. And they advance to 6-1 on the season. They remain 3-0 in FVA play, and they win this game. Important for playoff seeding here today against the non-conference opponent in Bayport.
Here goes our next in action tomorrow as we get to Oshkosh West with a 4:30 pitch time. We will see you then.
Just recapping the 6th inning here. Schaefer leads it off. With a walk, he steals second and then scores on the RBI single. Probably could have been a double if Vandaloo was running hard, but didn't need to, as the final run scores on the walk-off from Blake, his 3rd RBI of the game, if I'm not mistaken. Or no, his first. As it got over Hawley. And tomorrow, Kaukauna will be at Oshkosh West. And we'll have their game after that on Thursday against Nino. We'll take a quick break here on the Nasonville Dairy postgame show to hear a word from Nasonville Dairy. But coming up, an interview with Coach Michael Jenkins, and a player of his choosing will be put in the Zaleski Sports Highlight House. After this word from Nasonville Dairy.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. Nasonville Dairy actually goes back to 1885. We are the oldest plant in Wood County. When our father brought us here in the early 1960s, we ran 7,500 pounds of milk a day. We now run 1.8 million pounds of milk a day. We buy dairy milk from 200 dairy farmers here in central Wisconsin, produce it, and ship it all over the world.
That's JV1.
We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby,
softball
Monterey,
JV1.
Farmers cheese, peach cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fira, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina,
I figured, I guess that would be kind of rare, but I figured if anybody had
flavors
two
of Monterey,
JVs, it would be Kaukauna.
Gouda, and Munster. This has allowed us to go to a lot of
Varsity
different
back to their
countries.
winning ways
Our
after
furthest
the
accounts
Fond du
are
Lac
now
game.
in China, Japan, Canada, Saudi Arabia. We do ship to Mexico, as well as a number of other places throughout the world. This is what we call Cheese Making 101.
Really?
We tried to walk you
That
through
much
the cheese
turnover?
plant today, and we're in hopes that you see our people, what they're doing, and the amount of work that goes into producing the products that we hope you enjoy.
Check, check, check. Testing, testing. Check, check.
We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmers cheese, peach cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fira, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafflatiri, Caffla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
And Geithner too. Oh, Donnemeyer had one. Oh, that's over, isn't it? Shoot. Back on the Nasonville Dairy postgame show, Coach Jenkins just meeting with his team down the third base line. We'll hopefully wave him up here soon. Just getting a recap on the game. Paxton Shue gets the win as he completes 5 innings. Not that that's the same rule in high school as it is for MLB, but he does go 5 innings, allows 3 runs on just 5 hits. He struck out 1, 2, 3. Struck out 9 batters in his 5 inning, and then Bennett Geithner came on for the final Bayport offensive inning, got a strikeout and a double play to close things out as Kaukauna walks it off in 6 innings. 13-3 our score. RBIs on the day, I believe, very evenly distributed for Kaukauna. You had in the 4th inning, they score 5 runs, 2 on a Terrence Seegers double, 1 on a Braun Schaefer single, and then again 2 runs came across on that error off the bat of Blake Vandeloo. So if it is an error, he wouldn't get credit for the RBIs, but if it wasn't, then he gets 2 RBIs. Depends on how you score it. And then in the 5th inning, a pair of RBIs for Caden Kress, Blake Vandeloo, Bennett Geithner, and then an RBI walk for Riker Donnemeyer. As I see Coach Jenkins coming up here, I will switch over to my portable mic and get the audio levels checked there. Check, check. Testing, testing. Check, check. Okay, that's better. Just get this turned over. zoom out.
No worries.
There we go. Tip it down. Here with Coach Jenkins, as well as, pardon me, sorry, number 18.
Blake Vanderloo.
Blake Vanderloo, pardon me. I'm frazzled here. Coach, as it starts to get a little bit cold here, you guys, the offense was cold through the first 3 innings for both teams, and then you guys breaking through with that 5-run 4th inning. What'd you see from their starter, Lawson, and how did your guys adjust there in that 4th inning?
Overall, I mean, we had a couple opportunities in the first 2 innings that we just didn't take advantage of. We got to him, but he did a good job of battling out and mixing his pitches well and landing what he needed to. So it was nice for us to then take advantage of it there and put up the 5 spot in the 4th, and just see the bats really come alive overall.
And then Paxton ends up giving up 3 runs in the 5th inning, but before that, he was really on fire. 9 strikeouts on the day, only give up 5 hits, I believe. And again, it's just a great starting pitching performance, as it was last Thursday for Carson. Much of the same here today for Paxton.
Yeah, pitching our strength. It's what we rely on, and it's nice when you can complement it with that many hits. Paxton worked really well. I was hoping to see him get out of there with the 0, but they just got to him. He battled and a walk, and then they took advantage of it with 2 outs and put a few runs across. But the way that we responded after that was fantastic. It's a testament to what this team's been doing, really swinging the bat well.
And he still gets the win, goes 5 innings. Not that that's the minimum in high school. I know it's different than the pros, but goes 5 and gets the win here today. But it was an evenly distributed offensive production. I know you guys are looking to take some steps from last year when you're a more defensively heavily oriented team. This year, at least the games I've been here, 11 runs, and now 13 runs. The second run rule game in a row we've had on Zaleski Sports, and just really up and down the lineup. I believe it was 2 RBIs apiece for a bunch of different guys in that 6th inning. What do you have to say about your team's offensive efforts here today?
Yeah, it was a weakness for us last year, and it's definitely changed this year. We became a lot more of a strength for us, and like you said, 1 through 9. It's not just a few guys that are contributing. It's everyone doing a job, whether it's even just laying down a sacrifice bunt when we need it, and then the guy behind him, we trust him to drive in runs, and that's how we got that 6th inning or 5th inning started for us. Was first 2 guys on, Donnermeyer lays down a good bunt, and we drive in 2 runs. And honestly, at that point, I was pretty happy with 2 runs. I didn't know we were going to end up going this way, and I mean, we went entire weeks of 3-4 games without 13 runs in a week last year. So to be putting them up like this right now, it's a really, really great feeling for what our guys are doing at the plate.
Congrats on the win. You got Oshkosh West tomorrow, and then we'll see you again on Thursday against Neenah is the plan. You guys moved to 6-1, 3-0 still in the FVA, but a big non-conference seeding win here today. Congrats, Coach.
6-0 actually.
6-0.
Yeah, I don't know where the one loss is.
Oh, I thought there was an out-of-state one.
Yeah, that was a.
It didn't count.
It was a scrimmage type game. So
I think I knew that. Okay, yeah. Varsity reserve, right? Okay, gotcha.
You got it. No worries.
Our highlight house player of the game, Blake Vanderloo. Blake, you guys able to take advantage eventually in that 4th inning. What were you guys saying in the dugout, though, through the first 3 innings? Lawson is a college commit going to UWO, a good pitcher. What were you guys seeing from him?
So we knew that he was going to be a good pitcher. He was going to throw a lot of strikes. Our goal was to kind of have long ABs, get him out of the game, see a new guy, try to take advantage of that.
Yeah, and then once you guys were able to get him out of he had a little bit of tough luck on that play with you running down the line. And then eventually you guys were able to get him to sort of lose his control. He just sort of wore down, and you guys got a new pitcher into the game and were able to get the offense going from there. Coach talked about the effort 1 through 9. You've got you and Braun at the top of the order, and then you got some thump in the middle with Geithner and Seegers. And then towards the bottom of the order, I've been really impressed with Donnermeyer, Kress, Gussman. Gussman was on 4 times today. Just a full, complete effort. I imagine that's what you guys are looking to do in practice every day.
Yeah, so, I mean, because of it being a weakness for us so much last year, that's like our main focus, is to just take advantage of the offensive opportunities as much as possible, find barrels, just put the ball in play, really lower the strikeouts.
And then going ahead, as you guys are going to hopefully, weather permitting, start playing more games per week, maybe not able to have your top starters going. I think that plays well for you on the offensive side of the ball. Hopefully you guys get Braun back on the mound soon and keep getting some good pitching performances like Quentin did the other week and now Bennett with the 1 inning here today. What are you looking for from your teammates and yourself? What are you looking to do for your seniors this season? What's some of the goals that you've set as a junior on this team?
What do you mean, like?
How are you looking to finish this season out? What are you guys just looking to stay consistent?
Yeah, we're looking to win as many games as possible, just keep the bats up, try to make a difference. You know, I feel like we haven't really been a very competitive, like, baseball school, and I feel like we're changing it this year where people are going to start thinking, oh shoot, like, we got to focus up, we got Kaukauna next week. Like, that's kind of just our goal as a team.
Awesome, exactly. And just one final thing from you. I'll center you in the camera here, and you'll just take the mic from me. I'll count you down, and you'll just go, I'm Blake Vanderloo, and I'm in the house.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
I'm Blake Vanderloo, and I'm in the house.
Thank you so much, Blake. Good luck tomorrow, and we'll see you on Thursday. Our highlight house player of the game, Blake Vanderloo, everybody. You're welcome. 13-3, our final score here from Kaukauna High School. A pitching duel early, and then the Kaukauna Bats break through. As I've said a couple times here, our plan is to broadcast on Thursday from Neenah High School, as Kaukauna is 6-0, as I was corrected, 6-0, and 3-0 in the FVA, and they get back to FVA play tomorrow against Oshkosh West, and then again on Thursday against the Rockets on the road. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Gunnard Sippert. Thank you so much for watching on Zaleski Sports this afternoon. Have a great rest of your evening, and we will see you on Thursday. All right. Do you want me to close it? I really can.
Yeah, all you have to do is just kind of pull it down.